hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. As you can see, I have a new backdrop. Is it my permanent backdrop? I'm not sure, but I do like it. I mean, I do need to get a frame for this. With this? Yeah, for that. And I need to get a different light because the ring light is, it's ruined my vibe. I really don't like it. But anyway, today's video is all about Genshin Impact inspired hijab styles. As most of you guys know, I am a hijabi cosplayer. I'm a hijabi cosplayer. I style my hijab in all different types of ways, like this, and this, and this, and this. And although I love styling my hijab like that, they're not always the most wearable, which is why in today's video, I thought I'd do a bunch of Genshin Impact inspired hijab styles. Today's video is focusing on Liyue characters. I have 5 hijab tutorials. They're really easy, super simple, and there's like different varieties with them. So we've got some that cover the neck, some that don't, some that have more coverage, some that don't. So hopefully there's something in this video for you. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump straight into this hijab tutorial. So for all these tutorials, you're going to need an underscarf, a long rectangle hijab, a bunch of straight hijab pins, and maybe a safety pin or 2. And of course, if you want to add accessories like some of the characters, then I would recommend a headpiece or a tickly. This is used for Ningguang, and a gold hair clip for Chandling. I'll be using a pink hijab for this entire tutorial so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, but normally I would match my hijab to match the certain characters, but for today we're doing pink so you can see easily. So the first character I'll be doing is Captain Beto. I've actually cosplayed her before, over here and over here, so that's sort of how I styled the hijab for like a cosplay look. So today I'm going to take that and try and tone it down a little bit and make it a bit more wearable. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our hijab, and I'll make sure our underscarf is on because you'll be pinning everything to this. And then we're going to grab our hijab, we're going to fold it in half, so like as you can see it's like much smaller, and you can use any type of hijab for this. I generally tend to use like these chiffon scarves because they're really easy just to pin in place and mold, and on top of that you can iron them or like straighten them when they're on your head just to like, you know, give a little bit extra shape. But anyway, you're going to fold it in half and then pop it on your head like so, making sure to have both sides equal. And then I've basically put like the 2 edges here. I know some people start their hijab with like, you know, this folded side, but I actually want to have these 2 parts here just to add a little bit more texture and dimension. Because she covers one of her eyes, we're gonna basically have it sort of going across the eye like this, not covering your eye. It's going to be like more like across your forehead like this at an angle. So we're gonna start by getting the hijab and placing it over your forehead at an angle like that, and then we're just going to pin it in place. So I'm just gonna pop a pin up here, and then we're gonna pop another pin all the way at the back here. And you don't want this to be super tight. I'm just gonna pull it ever so slightly just so it's a bit looser, and I'm just gonna pin that in place. You can also safety pin it in place if you prefer that. So we have something that looks like this. And now with this side, we're just gonna lift it up and pull it forward like that, so we can sort of cover our underscarf, still sort of keeping like the angle that we've made. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna get this and pin it. Don't pin it too tight, pin it a little loose so it's like not skin tight. Now because we have this little piece right here, we're also gonna pop another pin probably like around there, just so that stays nice and flat. Once you've done that, you're gonna grab the right side and grab one of the corners and bring it up and over your head like so, and we're just gonna pin it down up here. And then if you want, you can also add an extra pin over here and at the top, but for me, usually 1 pin is enough. So you have this nice little long bit right here. Now, if you wanted, you could stop here because I feel like we're getting Beto vibes without going too into the cosplay territory. But if you want to look a bit more traditional, I would grab this piece right here, and I would bring it underneath this part like so, and I'd bring it up to the top of my head, kind of where we pinned like this piece earlier, literally almost the same spot. And once you pin that in place, your Beto inspired hijab style is complete. I gotta say, it looks pretty cute, even if I do say so myself. We even have like the side fringe that she has, and like the little bit of hair that she has at the front, but obviously we've done ours with a hijab. But yeah, I feel like it looks pretty cute, and plus you can easily show off your ears, and if you're not into showing your ears or your neck, you could easily just like pull this fabric up and just like pin it here on both sides. That way everything is fully covered. I mean, I don't think you can see your ears, but you can see a little bit of neck if you're uncomfy with that. But yeah, that is Beto complete. Next up, we have Garnier. So we're gonna take this all off and start from the beginning. So back to square one. This time we're gonna do a fold across here and a fold across here just to create like her 2 fringe parts. I'm not gonna do the middle fringe part because I feel like that won't really look like a normal hijab style, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna do the two side parts and it's gonna look really, really cute. So you guys know the drill. We're gonna grab the hijab at an angle and place it on your forehead like so. And we're gonna pin. Now this time, instead of bringing this part over here, we're actually gonna grab this same edge and we're gonna do a little bit of rearranging. I'm literally just gonna grab it, pull it up like so. I'm just pushing this fabric behind me so it's out the way. And we're gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna start off with pinning at the top here because I really don't want this to fall out of place. Also, don't worry if it's lumpy or bumpy, you can always fix these things after. We just gotta get the base done. I'm just gonna bring this round and pin it in place the same way we did earlier. You're gonna grab these two sides and flip them. So just cross them over at the back like so. And now we're gonna grab this right side and we're gonna bring it round like so. And we're just gonna pin it up at the top. So we're looking like this. And then we're gonna grab this side right here. And right now, as you can see, it is like, you know, kind of folded. We're just gonna separate it and we're gonna bring it round our head like so and pop it on the head like that. So it kind of looks like a veil. Wait, let me just even it out like so. And we're gonna use these parts to sort of make like the two longer bits that she has like at the front of her head. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the corners and I'm just gonna pin them like that. So grabbing a pin, just putting this like the corner of this hijab right here, so it's kind of just behind my ear, and pinning that down, making sure it goes through all the layers of scarf and also the underscarf like that. And we're gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. So just grabbing the corner, bringing it literally just behind the ear and pinning that down. So we have something that looks like this. And now I'm just gonna pin this part at the top because believe me, it will slide down. It will slide down. And this will also cover up any mess that you have like underneath this layer. So if you didn't do your folds correctly or you didn't smooth it out, it's fine because it's looking good now. But yeah, this is my Garnier inspired hijab style. I really wish I did it in like a grey or like a blue so it looked more like her hair, because now the pink is throwing me off. All I think of is Yemiko. So now that we've done Garnier, the next character that we're going to do is Lady Ningguang. That's not actually her name, but in my head I always call her Lady Ningguang because she is a lady. She is expensive. Okay, so we're back to the beginning. Now this time, if you do want to wear a headpiece, because Ningguang does wear a headpiece, I'd recommend grabbing yours now and pinning it on. So headpiece on. Now we're gonna grab our hijab and put it on our head the same way we've been doing this entire time. So both sides are even and we have like the folds at the front. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab these two pieces from the front like so. We're gonna bring it to the back and then we're gonna get a safety pin and pin that in place. Also, don't worry if it's like curling too much. You can always fix that later. Now if you wanted to, you could just leave it like this. If you're using like a yellow or a cream hijab, it would literally be perfect for Ningguang. Or you could try bringing one of these parts to the front. I feel like this also looks really, really cute. But if you wanted a bit more coverage, you could just grab this and bring it over like so. Or if you wanted even more coverage, you could just grab one of these corners and bring it round like that. So it also looks really cute. You could also just literally bring this corner up entirely so it's more like that and then pin that on your shoulder. So you've got loads of options when it comes to this, but I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to wear this. So for that, you're going to bring this down and bring this back to the front. We're going to grab one of the corners of this left side and we're going to put it under this piece like so. And we're going to bring it up and over our head and then pin it right on the top. So if you wanted to, you could just keep it like this. I feel like it looks pretty cute, but I'm actually going to get rid of this and put it to the back. So I'm going to grab this and literally just pass it through the back. Normally you could just tuck this to the back before you pin it, but I thought I'd bring it to the front to show you guys an option. And once you got this piece at the back, you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. You could leave it just out. You could just throw it to the back and just leave it like that. Or if you wanted to, you could bring it around, separate it, kind of like how we did with Garnier. So you've got the fold and we're going to separate it, bring it to the back of our head like so. But instead of pinning it behind our ears, we're literally going to grab it and kind of do what we did with the front two layers. So we're just going to grab the two corners, bring it back and we're just gonna pin them. If you had like a really fancy hairpiece, it would be great just to put this at the back. That way you could hide this pin. I mean, the pin isn't super ugly, but if you had a clip, it would be perfect Ningguang vibes, but also it would look really, really cute. And there you go, that is a Ningguang inspired hijab look. I did do a slightly different rendition of this on my TikTok, so you might have seen that, but this is like the elevated version. Okay, so next up we're on to Chandling, and I know you guys are gonna get sick of me. When I do this part, you're gonna get sick of me, but once again, we will be grabbing the hijab, and we will be putting it at a slight angle, because she does have like a little bit of a fringe, okay? We're not gonna cover the entire forehead, only because I personally do not like hijab looks like that on myself, but if that works for you, you could totally do that. But I'm just gonna grab the hijab, again, put it at an angle, and it's not going to be a super dramatic angle like the other ones, so it's sort of going across the face rather than more angular. And then now I'm going to grab this corner, kind of like how we did Beto's. I'm just gonna create a slight fold here and bring that around like so. Oh my god, I should have pulled my underscarf forward more. Oh my god, that was a deep pin cut. I don't know how I forget, but I forget every single time. When you use hijab pins, do not move fast. You will stab yourself and you will bleed. Oh my god, I think that literally went like under the top part of the nail, like up here, like in the cuticle. Okay, anyway, let's go back to the hijab style. I'm bringing the scarf a little bit forward, like so. And we're just gonna pin it in place. I'm putting a pin up here, trying to keep it as neat as possible. I'm also going to pop a pin at the back right here. You don't actually need this pin that I'm putting at the back, but it will help and you'll see why. Now I'm going to grab this hijab, bring it all to the back and flip both the sides. So we're going into turban territory right now, turban territory. And now you're going to grab these two sides and you're going to twist them just like so. It might be a little difficult to twist them both, so I twist and then I just put it in my armpit. That is the only way I can get it to stay. Once you twist it, you're just gonna grab the twist, bring them over your head and cross them over. And don't mind if the bottoms start to unravel a little bit, it'll be okay. And then with these little bits, you're literally just gonna tuck them into your hijab and your underscarf. It should stay nice and tight in place. And now you should end up with something that looks like this, which is pretty cute. It's pretty cute. I haven't done like a turban like this in a long time and I'm kind of digging it. I think it looks really cute. I just really wish I covered my sideburns more. Note to self, pull the underscarf down a bit more so it grabs all your little hairs. But yeah, at this point, obviously these can still move, so be sure to pin them down with a few straight hijab pins. But yeah, that is Chandling's hijab style. Not gonna lie, this one was a really difficult one for me because I was so tempted to make it look like really similar to the character, like, you know, using these to make like proper like bows. And although that would have looked so freaking cute, I know it's not like an everyday thing for everyone, so we're gonna leave it here with two twists. But yeah, that is Chandling. So the last and final hijab style that I have for you guys today is Shanhe's hijab style, which will have like a lovely little braid on the side. So first up, we're going to start off with our favorite thing, which is giving a side part. So with this one, I kind of want to make it a bit big, a bit dramatic, kind of like how we did Beto's one. So I'm going to start off by pinning up here first, and then grabbing this part and bringing it around here like so. And now I'm just gonna grab this piece right here like so. We want to make this as neat as possible because we won't be able to hide anything here, and pin it at the back. And I'm also gonna just smooth this part out right here like so. And now we're gonna bring all the hijab to this side, literally all of it. So we have two pieces like so, and when you bring it over, you should end up with one side that's slightly longer than the other. So with the longer side, we're just gonna grab it, we're gonna open it up like so, and because we want to braid it, we need three parts of the hijab, so we're literally gonna we're gonna grab it and we're gonna put our hand in the middle and bring it up like so. And that way you end up with two little pieces of hijab, and you have the third one from earlier. And we're literally just gonna braid this like you would normal hair. It's gonna make it into a nice little plait. And then once you've come to the end, you'll want to pin it together so all 3 pieces come together. And you can either just leave it like that, the way I've pinned it, sort of like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've sort of brought all the pieces together and put a pin at the back, and that sort of holds it in place. But you could also just use a straight up hair bubble without even pinning it. I would recommend using like a clear hair tie, or if you want to match hers, use like a red hair tie. I think she has a red hair tie like up here and then no hair tie at the bottom, so you could just use a clear one. But yeah, once you've done that, I'm just gonna mess with this a bit and make it a bit fuller. And the pin that we use to secure this at the back, I'm actually gonna take that off so it looks something like this. And I'm just gonna pinch the scarf here and pop the pin there instead. This should keep the front part kind of flat. And I'm also gonna unpin the pin from this side. It's done its job of holding it in place while we were doing what we need to do. And then I'm just gonna tweak it a little, just sort of pull the scarf where it needs to go. And that is Shenhe's hijab style, a cute loose little braid. I mean, I've made it quite small, but obviously if I was doing this for cosplay purposes, I would probably use like 2 hijabs, maybe even 3, because of how like big and voluminous her like braid is. It's literally ginormous. But for like an everyday style, I feel like this looks pretty cute. And that is the last and final Genshin hijab style that I have for you guys in today's video. If you guys like a part 2 to this video, please let me know down below, because there's a bunch more Liyue characters I just didn't manage to shove in this video because there's just so many. Liyue and Mondstadt, so many characters. Inazuma, barely any, because I mean it hasn't just come out, it's been a while, but barely any. Yeah, barely any. So yeah, let me know if you'd like a part 2. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. And don't forget, you guys can follow me on social media at SaimaSmilesLike for Instagram and Twitter, and at SaimaChow_ for my TikTok. I post cosplays and fashion videos, and recently I've been posting a few Genshin inspired hijab styles, so if you want to catch them first, head on over there. But yeah guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's helped you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!